818,000 jobs or something like that. It was a big number. Yeah. So let's welcome in public finance economist at the Heritage Foundation, E.J. Antony, and Coign founder and CEO Rob Collins. Good morning, gentlemen. Rob, let's start with you. This report beats out, the numbers of jobs added last month, but it still falls short by nearly 20,000 jobs. And remember, we had that big correction. They had to fix their own numbers. Why do you think Biden-Harris administration is struggling to add jobs in this economy? What's behind this?
Well, I think you've seen silence from the White House, and you have non-serious proposals from Harris. So they're giving the markets no direction forward. I mean, at Coign, our customers every day, and you see it nationally in the polls, are saying, give us relief from this high inflation, high cost of energy, high cost of food. And what we're seeing now is the stock market is reacting to this cooling off of the economy. The soft landing that's supposedly been coming for 2 years seems further and further away. As a result, you see a much more jittery stock market. You see job numbers down. You see these big corrections happening. And there's no clear direction from either the Fed or the White House. Is it going to be a half a point cut? Is it going to be a quarter point? With the markets betting, it'll now be a quarter point, which is not the direction we need to go. Everyone needs cheaper cost of borrowing, and that would help fuel the economy and get it going again. But like I said, there's just no direction from this White House about where they want this country to go.
We saw the unemployment rate tick slightly down as well to 4.2% after it jumped to 4.3% last month. So, EJ, the Fed is poised to cut interest rates later this month. Do you believe this reading of how big of a drop that we can see here?
Well, unfortunately, the unemployment rate right now is very, very problematic. What I mean by that is it's not accurately reflecting how many people do not have jobs in this economy. We saw literally millions of Americans leave.
We've lost. Oh, there he is.
As a consequence, the unemployment rate is artificially low.
Yeah, I agree with you, EJ. I think there's a lot of people that gave up and have stopped looking for jobs, so they're not counted. So the number is a little bit lower than usual. But I think the heart of what's happening politically, obviously, we have a big election coming up. We have a massive debate we're going to be airing on Tuesday night. Rob, people aren't feeling the quote-unquote better economy, the things that are coming out of Harris's campaign. She's saying it's on the upswing. Before she was touting Bidenomics. No one seems to be buying that because they're not feeling it. And is the economy actually a little worse than it appears to be?
I think it is for the below 150,000 income economy. I think is really a challenge for folks. Senate Opportunity Fund just released a poll, and 58% of Americans are saying inflation is their number one concern, followed by immigration, followed by the economy. And you see the Harris campaign with non-serious proposals like cap gain increases, which they'll never do, trying to point in the direction of how they'd help the economy. But they don't really have anything in there for the middle class. And that's the class that gets squeezed the hardest with high energy, high food, and high housing costs. And so it is harder. I think it's not a perception. It's a reality that people in the middle just aren't feeling this boom. Sure, if you're in the stock market and you invested in AI, you're doing great. You've had a good run these past 6 months. But if you're, blue collar or, in the service industry, these benefits have not come down. Right. And there's wage pressure. When you let 10 million illegal aliens into the country, it just creates a wage pressure underneath, dropping wages, making it easier and cheaper to find labor, right, causing, like I said, the middle to be squeezed.
Sure.
I want to shift topics very quickly, though, because President Trump spoke at the Economic Club of New York earlier this week, discussing his plan to keep manufacturing in the United States. Take a listen.
Plan is that if you open your factory in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Minnesota, anywhere else in our country, you don't pay a tariff tax. You don't pay a tax. You can make the product here. But if you move your production outside of the United States and send it back here, which people are doing now, and I stopped it. I stopped it cold. But they've changed that already. then you'll have to pay a very substantial tariff to get your product back into the country.
All right. Unfortunately, we lost EJ, and we're out of time anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. But the bottom line here, and Rob, I'll let you just say yes or no. What I'm seeing is very specifics from Donald Trump. Drill, baby, drill. Get your energy up. Let's keep manufacturing here by telling them if they move overseas, they're going to be tariffed to try to come back. Those are just common sense things that you can actually do. Yes or no, do you agree that if Trump does that, it should help the economy?
It's awesome. Listen, Coign is 100% U.S.-based. Our customer service is U.S.-based. Everything. We are a prime example that a startup can be built, maintained, 100% American. Beautiful. I love it. It's awesome.
All right. Well, we have to leave it there. EJ, Rob, thank you both so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. We're going to be right back.